Hey everyone, welcome back in. Mr. Marone here. This is kind of a bonus video for you guys. It will be optional, but I wanted to put it out there so you guys had it. Just to review prior to section 2.4, which is all about slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines, I wanted to give a bit of a refresher on slope, just in case you didn't see enough of it last year in Algebra 1. You'll be able to kind of be reminded here. So to kind of go through the concept of slope, slope is a ratio of vertical change, the rise, over horizontal change, which is the run. We use the letter m to denote slope, and we calculate it using the slope formula. We figure out our rise change and then our run change, and we create our ratio based off of that. So I've got some examples here. Looking at my picture here, they want the slope of line A, which is this blue line here. So if we look closely, we've got the points 2, 3, and 5, 7. So using my slope formula, I'm just going to subtract 7 minus 3, my vertical change, over 5 minus 2, which is my horizontal change. 7 minus 3 gives me 4. 5 minus 2 is going to give me 3. So my slope there is 4/3, and it is a positive graph, so we know now for sure that we've got the right slope. Go ahead and try lines D and C on your own. All right, welcome back in. So if you look closely at this, we've got what are known as our two different kind of slopes here. So in letter B, we've got the slope -2 divided by 0. We're not able to divide anything by 0, so this gives us what's called an undefined slope. So anytime you have a vertical line, that's called an undefined slope. When we look at letter C, what's the slope of line C? We have 0 divided by 4, and 0 divided by any numbers. If I divide nothing by 4, I still am left with nothing. So that's known as zero slope. So if you have a horizontal line, it's zero slope. If you have a vertical line, it is an undefined slope. Now, we use slope when it comes to graphing linear equations. And we had two ways to do this. We had our slope-intercept form. Well, there were three ways, but we have two that we're going to focus on today. We had slope-intercept form, which is where you put your slope times x, and we had a y-intercept, where the graph crosses the y-axis. And then what we had was called point-slope form. And this is used, I know it's going to shock you, when you have a point and a slope. So we're going to take a look at both of these and see how they work. So the first one, they want us to graph the line y equals 2/3 x plus 1. My steps to graph this are very simple. I'm going to graph my y-intercept first. That's the point that the line crosses the y-axis. So this crosses at 0, 1 right there. And then I'm going to use my slope, and I'm going to count up or down based on what they gave me. So I have 2 over 3, so I'm going to go up 2 units and over 3 units, and that's going to give me my other point. So if I were to draw a line between those two, as you can tell, I'm just as bad on a computer as I am on the board at connecting them. There is our graph for part A. Part B, they want us to graph the line y minus 3 equals -2 times the quantity x plus 3. So if we look closely, the point-slope form tells me that this is my y-coordinate, 3, and that this is my x-coordinate, -3. So I'm going to change colors here so we have a different view. So I'm going to plot the point -3, +3, and then it says that the slope is -2. So I'm going to go down 2 units and over 1 unit. And there is my graph for letter B. And then in C, they want us to just translate it. So they want to know what's the slope. The slope is located on the outside of the parentheses. So our m is -4. And what point the line will travel through, that's based off of this number here and this number here. So remember, looking up here, it's y minus y1, so we have to flip that sign. So that's a -2 for my y-coordinate. And it's x minus x1, so that's going to be a normal one. We're going to flip the signs on what was in there. So it's a slope of -4, and it passes through the point 1, -2. All right, now we're going to take a look at writing equations. So we've just got a couple examples here, and we're going to work through them. So it says to write the equation of a line with a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of -5. So they gave us our slope, our m of 3, and our y-intercept, our b of -5. So all we have to do is plug those into slope-intercept form. I have y equals 3x minus 5. Now, they want us to write the equation of a line that passes through a specific point and it has a slope of 2. So I'm going to use point slope form there. So it's going to be y minus y1, y minus 5, equals my slope times the quantity x minus negative 1. And that being simplified in here is going to give me y minus 5 equals 2 times the quantity x plus 1. If they asked you to write it in slope-intercept form, you would just have to simplify that by distributing your 2 and then adding that 5 across. In C, they want us to write the equation for the line that's graphed. In order to do that, we have to first get our slope. So I'm going to do 5 minus negative 1 over 3 minus negative 2. And when I combine those, I get 6 over 5. And then I have to just pick one of the 2 points. I'm going to pick 3, 5 because they're both positive, and I like positive things. So I'm going to do y minus y1 equals my slope times the quantity x minus x1. In D, they didn't give us a graph, but they gave us the points. It's the same process as C. We're going to do 11 minus 7 over 5 minus 3. So I'm going to have 4 over 2, or a slope of 2. And once again, just pick one of the 2 points. It does not matter either way. You're going to end up with the correct line. So I'm going to do y minus 7 equals 2 times the quantity x minus 3. If we wanted to see that in slope-intercept form, like they're asking for in E, I'm going to start with y minus 7 equals 2 times x minus 3. And I'm going to distribute that 2. So I've got y minus 7 equals 2x minus 6. And I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I end up with y equals 2x plus 1. I know I went fast through that. Hopefully this was a really good review for you, teeing you up for lesson 2-4, which is all about parallel and perpendicular lines. If you have any questions, please reach out. Hopefully this helped kind of set the stage for the lessons to come. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.